Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for joining in. So I believe majority of you know what Ariba is, and this all like we are starting kickoff with our Ariba sessions. Okay, so I will quickly introduce myself, and I will uh, open the forum for you as well. If you have any other doubts, then I think we can get started with today's agenda. I will go and touch base the Ariba overview, and then also will try to start SLP. Before that, this is Manish. Okay, I will be your trainer for next couple to like almost 40 to 50 hours. I will trying to cover all the basics as well as advanced Ariba along with the config template and other, which will help your career to boost, and you will be able to correlate what Ariba is and how it is gonna shape up your career going forward. Okay, if you have any doubt in the next 3 hours, or in every like because this is a weekend batch, you may have many doubts during your weekdays whenever you're trying to revisit the session. Please feel free to send all your question in form of email to iraj, or the corresponding supervisors. I will be going through that. I will try to respond to each and every queries of yours. Okay, so I will just take a couple of minutes for your introduction. I believe I know majority of you. Pramod and Amol, if you can just quickly give me about your background, it will be helpful for me know how to go ahead with yours. What is your background? Yeah.
Hey, hi Manish. I'll go first.
Hmm.
Uh, Manish, I'm currently working as a Ariba functional consultant. I worked on, S2C previously, but as an end user. And in my
Hmm.
current profile, I'm working as a functional consultant, but I wanted to, in deepening my knowledge in CIG and implementation sort of thing,
Okay. Okay.
and downstream.
Okay. 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 Hey, hi. Amol, can you just
Mhm.
go next?
Yeah, hi, yes, yes, sure. So, hi everyone. So, Amol this side. Basically, I'm SAP consultant. I do have the 7 years of experience into SAP procurement and inventory management part. And the main agenda for joining this training is to get a knowledge on SCC part, supply chain collaboration, because I'm going to get an opportunity to work on SCC, and I don't have any background about the Ariba, so thought to start from scratch.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hey, hi, Abhilasha. I think you also joined. So we're kick starting, from right now. I think I majority of I know. I will not repeat. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. Okay. I believe my screen is there in front of you. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So today I will revisit or recap what we had in our demo for initial 15 minutes. Okay. And then we'll try to, go what Ariba and how we'll gonna deal this. Okay. Kickstart. And then we'll move in the latter half of this session for the SLP, supplier life cycle. Okay. Will give you all the background of the SLP, and how it is gonna useful for you. And next, in the next subsequent session, we'll go for the template configuration and other deep type of SLP. Okay, and after that we'll go for the subsequent sessions for the other modules as well. Okay, so in a very quick nutshell, okay, we'll try to introduce what SAP Ariba is. As of majority of you know, it's a cloud-based procurement platform. It is on SaaS, okay, software as a service. It is actually owned by SAP. SAP Ariba started as a career, 1996. Okay, it was a standalone software that time. Then it was owned by SAP back in 2012, and from there the journey started of SAP Ariba. They tried to integrate with all the different ERP and different source to pay. The core purpose of SAP Ariba is actually to streamline source to pay processes. Okay, it is not like dependent on direct or indirect procurement. Both are covered. Okay, so even if you go with the network scale, it is more than 6 million companies. The companies which I mean to say, it's the supplier plus buyer both. Okay, they come on Ariba platform, they do the business, they do all the transaction, the business transaction which is related for the source to pay processes. So it's a quite humongous, okay, and that is it. If you go to the transaction value, which is actually crossing more than 4.5 trillion, okay, USD annually. And again, the global outreach, or the there are many e-portal or government portals, right? As of now, 190 plus countries are supported. Having said that, actual e-government or e-invoicing portals are somehow limited to 20 to 25 plus countries. But SAP Ariba is trying to enhance, very day to day. It is trying to enhance with the all the like portals of different countries across the globe. Okay, it's just a quick revisit what we had already discussed, in the last demo session. I just touch base what the acquisition story. 1996, it was the Ariba was founded it, and then 2012, SAP acquired Ariba. 14 and 21 up till this decade of SAP Ariba, it was the integration with the SAP ecosystem, because we know SAP as a ecosystem, it's a very large, right? There are n number of modules, more than 50 plus modules, right? So obviously, for even just think of EWM, other PM, PP, all even are very correlated and tightly integrated with each other, right? So SAP tried to merge many of the platform with Ariba, because Ariba was a standalone and it was the on demand. At that time, coders used to have all the leverage of Ariba. They can play, and whatever they want they could have done on Ariba. But right now, majority of the portion, all the code base is owned by SAP. We are just the consultant. We can have functional knowledge, we can have technical knowledge, or we can have both techno functional knowledge, right? But we cannot write a code directly on SAP Ariba platforms, right? That is the reason everything on Ariba is driven by feature, parameter, or template settings. Okay, those things I will take cover up, okay, today as well as the next subsequent session. Coming to SAP Business Network, it was a rebranded. Earlier there was three different network. First of all, there was Ariba network, and then it was the logistics business network, and then asset business network. Everything was merged and rebranded as only single entity called SAP Business Network. Okay, and then 2026, this is the era of next gen SAP Ariba. This is still gonna launch, it is not yet launched, okay, in this first quarter of 2026. In the upcoming year, that will be launched as a few new Ariba called Next Gen SAP Ariba. It will be a AI native ecosystem. We are also very keen to understand and learn through that. Okay, I think you people has joined as SAP Ariba as a very good time. If you recollect, okay, just think as a Gen Zs, okay, or millennium. Okay, so we guys have almost the leverage of a phone. Okay, just think of like a mobile phone. We know an era of a phone which is having the QWERTY, right, or a like buttons, right? It has now migrated to like the smartphones, right? Similarly, just think Ariba. Ariba was a very long product, and very it was having the all the thresholds of the very back a few decades ago, right? Now SAP is trying to relaunch, okay, as a next gen, because AI is coming. All the chat GPT and all you might have think of, those are coming, right? Similarly, Ariba is also trying to evolve on that concept. Okay, so that is the future of Ariba in the 2026. It is gonna come. So we have to also make ourselves very much ahead in the game, right? So that we can understand and leverage Ariba accordingly how SAP is getting involved. Okay, so that is one thing. This module wise, if you see, we have upstream and downstream. That is a very primitive way of defining Ariba. Okay, as of now, Ariba is majority defined on sourcing and analytics. That is one portion of Ariba, and operational procurement. That is the another portion of Ariba. Okay, the sourcing and analytics is nothing but the upstream of Ariba. Okay, many of us might have been already aware of. We might have heard from our colleagues or friend that we want to learn upstream or downstream, right? So that word is slightly, you can just retweak what is my way of, giving a training or a kind of how we understand Ariba is SAP Ariba sourcing and analytics. Okay, that this all modules, each and every module is standalone module. Okay, each and every module is actually belonging to upstream. Whatever you see, the sourcing, contract, SLP, which is we gonna deal today in today's session, and supplier risk, okay, and spend analysis. This is all the upstream module of Ariba. Coming to the downstream or the operational procurement, we have Ariba buying and invoicing. This is actually whole P2P. Okay, it will start from purchase requisition to all up till payment. We can also have standalone buying. Okay, only P2R, like, only you will just create a purchase requisition over here in Ariba buying, and it will only have GR capacities. Invoicing is missing in this. Okay, many customers go with this based on their business requirement or the license fee they want to procure, so they can also go with the standalone Ariba buying. So this is a one of the, deep dive. Okay, we'll go through in the subsequent. One thing common is SAP Business Network. Okay, in both the platform, SAP Business Network is, tightly, like integrated. We call native integration. Okay, so this Ariba is actually integrated among themselves as a very tightly integration. That is again SAP is owning them. That is the native integration we called. Okay, SAP Business Network. The previous name was Ariba Network. Okay, so we have commerce automation over here, we have supply chain collaboration over here, and obviously few more modules are there. So this is the core of SAP Business Network. All the transaction which is happening on the network, this is SAP Business Network. Similarly, we have three different system altogether. Okay, so let me try to switch to Excel now. Just try to give you a wide overview of Ariba. What we discussed right now is Ariba upstream. Okay, and then we're gonna discuss Ariba downstream. And if we have Ariba network. Okay, this was the previous name. The new name, which majority of the time I'm gonna use from going further, is SAP Business Network. Okay, in the interviews or in the, what do you say that, right now people are more getting accustomed with SAP Business Network. Okay, they used to call it Ariba Network, but that is now obsolete. SAP Business Network is now the predominantly, it's just the renaming or the rephrase of the word, nothing else. Okay, so both the systems like column A or column E, the upstream and downstream, are actually getting tied or getting integrated with SAP Business Network. So that is how, that we called a native integration. Okay, so that is where we are
Guys,
coming
if you
from.
are having any queries, please feel free to ask. So these are the some important concepts which we are clearing now. So if you are unclear about the concepts, then it's going to be difficult for you going forward. So if at all you are having any issues in between, please open up your mic and you can ask. Thank you.
Yeah, feel free to stop me if I'm going slightly fast or slow, just let me know. Okay, the upstream, where will be like we are dealing with SLP. It is nothing but the supplier lifecycle performance management. Okay, and then we will have the sourcing. I believe majority of you know what sourcing is. Okay, if you're not, then just think of, like, think of a big organization. Okay, you are just, for example, a pharmaceutical company. Actually, pharmaceutical company have, like, products. Okay, they have all the medical products, or they have another, like, different molecules where they can do, but they have to procure something, they have to purchase something, okay, from different vendor. Okay, just think from that angle. Okay, I'm just giving you a very high overview. Okay, there can be, you can think of any other manufacturing as well. Okay, but I'm right now I'm just focusing on pharma. Okay, for just giving you a short example, that even they have some team member. Okay, you can just consider they should have their procurement guys. Okay, procurement guys should be there, right, in a company, to make sure that whatever goods or materials, okay, or services they are trying to procure is from a genuine vendor. Okay, so the whenever you have to go and determine the strategy. Okay, so the strategy should be built at a very high level. Okay, you cannot just open your company and then you can just, just think that as a strategy wise it should be from a definitive vendor. Okay, or there should be some proper RFPs. Okay, RFP is nothing but the request for proposals or request for pricing. Okay, before that you should also know about the RFIs. Okay, we have to circulate RFIs and RFPs. Okay, at this point, if you see this vendor definitive vendor, so this will come in your SLP. Okay, you should try to, for example, there are 5 different vendors in the market which can give one medicine, okay, at appropriate price. So that definitive vendor, or that vendor which is actually correct for my pharma business, okay, that should be determined. So the vendor concept over here, the definitive vendor, determining of the vendor, okay, all this will actually belong to over here. Okay, just let me cut this out and paste it over here. Yeah, so that is how we are actually just the beginning of the cycle, okay, of the supplier life cycle performance. You are gonna determine a vendor, you're gonna, uh, ask different certifications, you gonna qualify them. Okay, based on your business requirement, you will gonna do all these things over here, right? So this is how where the SLP will come in the picture. SLP is nothing but a platform to manage your vendor and to keep them up to the best practices what your business decide. It is not the generic. Okay, just do not think that SLP is a very generic module. SLP will gonna get, all the accustomed with your own. For example, your buyer as a pharma example I'm just giving you, right? So you have many dependencies, your pharma industry or any other industry you can think of, right, or automotive. So it is any other you can think of. Okay, so those level of business requirement of managing a vendor will gonna deal with SLP. Similarly, your strategy wise, now all of your RFIs or RFPs, right, even your auctions, we just mention that as RFX. Okay, so those is actually gonna determine in the sourcing module. Okay, your team members who are the procurement guys or the strategy guys. Okay, so those who are trying to give a strategy or a road, as a medium forward for their pharma industry, they should be having all the basics cleared, right? Like what is the different information a vendor should give me, right, before doing any business. They should be onboarded to my platform. The platform will be nothing but Ariba, obviously, right? So then it is a sourcing module, all of your RFX auctions. Okay, this is gonna shape up your sourcing module. And then it comes the contract.
Hi Manish.
Yeah.
Manish, just a quick suggestion.
Mhm.
If the font size a little bigger, then it would be really helpful for everyone to view in a very proper way.
Okay, just a minute. Let me know if that helps or you need bigger font.
Yeah, I think it's good. Amit, you are
Yeah.
having any
So,
question? Yeah, you can go ahead.
just
Hmm.
query now. SLP is just a terminology for this entire sourcing till sourcing, like whatever there is, like for example, RFI, RFP, auction, that entire then contracting, then management of those contracts. This entire stuff is as a concept is referred to as SLP. It's there is no extra
No, it's a
application.
full-fledged module. Okay, within just think of right? FICO, right? So they are full-fledged module, right? Within
Yeah.
Ariba, it's a full-fledged module. Believe me, if you survive for SLP, for 2 or 3 years, you will be a pro, and many companies you will get hired just because of your SLP experience. It's a full-fledged module. Whatever I'm gonna write as a row, individual row, like row 3, row 4, or row 5, those are individual module within the Ariba. Okay, so
So
go
the
ahead.
entire sourcing, in the sense like module, when you say like in upstream
Hmm.
there is concept of RFI, then you go ahead with RFP or RFQs, then scoring, auction, etc. So the entire thing is referred to as the entire workflow. It's referred to as an SLP, right?
Not necessarily. Sourcing will be a different module altogether. Okay, but yeah, if you go with end-to-end process wise, definitely.
Yeah.
If you just think of the end-to-end process, yeah, definitely what you're mentioning is correct. But if you only talk on Ariba terminology, okay, then SLP is a kind of a module. We can say that sourcing is again a different module, okay, and contract is
Yes.
again a different module. But end-to-end process is driven from starting of your vendor onboarding till the contract management. Okay, this is your upstream basically.
Okay, and the entire concept is referred to as SLP, right?
Yeah, concept wise, yeah, individual concept is SLP, then sourcing, and then contract. Okay,
Okay.
yep. So within sourcing, what we are gonna do, we're gonna initiate RFI, RFPs. It can even just think you may have just have been wondering it is a standalone. No, it is actually the integrated with S4 HANA as well. Everything is, I'm just trying to insert one more column. Integrations are there. Okay, integration, actually integration medium going forward is CIG. Again, it is very uh, we call cloud integration gateway. Okay, this is again obsolete. Okay, uh, why I'm trying to say, because many of your like HR, okay, whoever trying to ask you like, you do you know CIG, or many of your colleague may be asking do you know CIG, right? Actually this word is again obsolete now. This word is again renamed, okay, with new name called managed gateway for spend and network. Okay, so this is a new name, which is uh, only the renaming you can just think of. Okay, so this is the new name. If you're trying to update your CVs for Ariba, after this whole training, you should also focus on the naming. Okay, because many times it is just the gimmick of the HR, because they will try to ask do you know CIG. Actually your CV should also reflect managed gateway for spend and network, because actual who people are, like people like me, if I'm gonna try to ask you as a interviewer, I will definitely ask do you know CIG, then I will try to ask do you know managed gateway for spend and network, just to try to play with you getting the point. So that is how interviewers sometimes think of. There's nothing difficult. Okay, again, what is the significance of CIG or managed gateway for spend and network? It is the S4 HANA. Okay, your S4 HANA or ECC. You might be aware that S4 HANA is actually getting what do you say, that all people are trying to migrate from ECC to S4 HANA, or it's a brand new, like rise with SAP or grow with SAP, right? So that is how S4 HANA is coming in the picture. All the integration of SLP, it will happen for S4 HANA. All the integrations are there intact. Okay, so you can just think of, okay, so this is integration wise, it is very, all this, S4 HANA is gonna integrated along with SLP, Ariba, and sourcing contract again. If I go with sequentially, I believe sourcing I just covered for the contract. Okay, so now just think, you have got all the response, you have all the
Manish,
prices. Yeah.
Manish, sorry to interrupt you. Just
Mhm.
one question. On sourcing side, so in S4 HANA, does sourcing also get integrated with S4
Yes.
HANA, the RFX,
y- yes,
the
it
entire
will.
RFX?
Yeah, yeah, it will. You can
Because
have a
I think
Mhm.
in ECC it is not happening. Just I'm
Hmm.
thinking because I'm not sure. That's why.
Yeah, actually, the sourcing, how it is gonna integrate, I will tell you. Okay, you can create your RFQs. Okay, your ME42. Okay, I believe that is the T codes, right? Those will get integrated as a sourcing request. Okay, and then in Ariba it will land. Okay, all the sourcing request will arrive to your from S4 HANA. This is the origination for RFQ. Okay, from S4 HANA, it will land as a SR, sourcing request in Ariba, and then sourcing project. Okay, so we called SP over here, and all of your final bidding, all of your actual quotation, what vendor has responded, those you can also send back to S4 HANA. Okay, as a form of purchase order or contract or outline agreement. Okay, so this is the concept of whole, uh, Pramod, I believe you asked the question, right? So this is how this will gonna shape up the sourcing module, the integration from S4 HANA.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
so
okay.
this is how it is gonna shape up. Okay, I think we will deal all this in the, I think probably in the second or third week. Today, my majority of the focus will be the SLP. Okay, and even for the
Understood.
next week. Okay,
Understood. Thanks.
so yeah. Okay. Coming back to the contract, okay, sourcing, it's a very again niche. Coming, I will tell you why. Because earlier it was classic sourcing. Few years back, only like 3 to 4 years back, people has majority of their focus as classic sourcing. That is already gonna decommissioned. I would say that. Okay. Now it is migrating to guided sourcing. Okay. It's a brand new UX. Okay, UI UX. Okay, and many new concepts is coming. New features basically are coming for ALMI capacities are also there over here, like machine learning and artificial intelligence. Those are coming for the guided sourcing. Okay, so we are gonna deal with this because this is a new for the guided sourcing. This has actually gone obsolete, so this is not there anymore. Majority of the companies are trying to either switch from classic to guided sourcing, or they are just gonna decommission and they are trying to repurpose their guided sourcing as a brand new. Okay, so this is the concept. Coming to the contract, again the interesting portion, if you just think from, you know SCM, supply chain management concept, after you have all the bidding in place, right? You have awarded a vendor, you should have a proper, like, legal contract, right? And other aspects. For example, your legal team should also review the contract, right? You should have all the MSA, okay, or SOWs. So this word, I believe you are familiar. If not, it is just the master service agreement, right? Or like SOW. For example, you might be having getting employed in one of the leading firm. Okay, you definitely are trying to sign some document, right? Either digitally, or you are trying to visit their premises, your office, head office, and then you are trying to get onboarded. Similarly, your vendor are actually, after getting onboarded during SLP, just think, okay, supplier is getting onboarded in the SLP module. Okay, they are giving all the prices, okay, as a form of RFPs or RFXs, okay, in the sourcing module. After that, they should have their some MSA, master service agreement, right? So they should have MSAs also cleared with their legal team, okay, and all the other mandatory clearances. Just think from that, clearances, okay, they should have all the clearances. So there should be portal where vendor can also log, and even the buyers should have a portal where they can log and clear all the document, right? It should be actually uh, legal contract, which can be even deemed as a very legal tender document, okay, that can be even questioned in the form of court. For example, if any uh, what do you say, that if there is any discrepancies, okay, or if there is some misalignment between buyer or supplier, they can go in, and claim that, right? So that is a we call legal contract. So the features over here is DocuSign, okay, or Adobe Sign, okay. So those concepts are slightly which is very much what do you say, and even the this can also be integrated with S4 HANA. Okay, you can also send your line item, we called, okay, line items can be sent, okay, to S4 HANA in form of purchase order or contract, or again outline agreement, or you can also call a scheduling agreement, right? So essays, so those we can transfer. So this is what Ariba Upstream is all about, okay. In column D, I just mentioned that integration is possible. Manage gateway spend network, that is the responsible. Okay. So this is how it is gonna shape up. Today we are gonna deal with SLP in next half an hour, because I just wanted to cover the downstream as well. Okay. What different modules we have. Okay. If I just go back to my PPT from where I started, okay, so we try to cover, okay, I think I just missed the risk, okay, yeah. Again, Ariba is having in upstream, okay, we have a different module called risk management, okay. So this is actually have all the third party apps we call, for example, Bloomberg integration. It's a native integration, by the way, okay. For example, you might have just revisit your COVID days in Ukraine, right? Russia and Ukraine has a big fight, right? From their angle, if you just think how the effect on the supply chain happened, right? There are many days, even if you just have heard of, in Egypt, that canal, I'm just forgetting that name, that was impacting all the containers where it was not moving at all. That I think, just a minute, if you can recollect, if you can help me, what was the Suez canal or some, uh, 2 years back, it was a very heavy fighting going on, right? Anybody you want to volunteer? I think just I just want to just rename that Suez Canal, I think. uh, yeah, I think in the Suez Canal, if you recollect, in the Mediterranean Sea or Red Sea, it at that time it was different fight altogether going on, right? And all the supply chain stuffs were stopped, right? And it was a big impact on Asia Pacific as well as like Europe and even USA, right? At that time, just think how difficult it was to manage the risk from different vendors, right? So at that time, what happened? Uh, Ariba can also give like different apps called Bloomberg, okay, because for like third party labors, okay, labor laws. Okay, so this is also gonna affect your supply chain, right? So this is also a concept where Ariba will take feeds. Okay, Ariba will take automatic feeds from this uh, third party vendors. Okay, and if those vendors are actually have all the, for example, they have all the ISO certification, okay, and different certification where this is gonna shape up your risk management, okay, that for example your company called FedEx, okay, they are charged in some of the organization called Spain, that they have not doing business consistently over there, okay. So it may highlight your risk, okay, because for you, for example, you are having some pharma industry. I'm just going back to my pharma industry, okay. So your disruption could also happen. So you should be aware well advanced in the time, right? For Spain, for example, for Spain, it is disruptions is happening, right? So this third party apps are actually responsible to intimate Ariba, and this is gonna affect your business, right? So just to your procurement team should be aware that what is the risk capacity or my risk appetite that I can deal with this vendor, okay. So that is the beauty of this module. It's very what do you say, new or compared to other modules, okay. This were very in the existent, but risk Ariba risk management is slightly newer compared to other modules. So this risk management is giving all the capacities to a vendor or to your buyer, that what is gonna affect my business in the prolonged journey, because it's not only the price, sometimes it is also the quantity, right? And also sometimes the quality of your services. What matters sometimes most is the relationship between buyers and the vendors or the suppliers, you can say. So this is the where this module kicks in, Ariba risk management, okay. So what I'm trying to mention over here, with the help of other third party apps, okay, like Bloomberg and some other labor laws, there are many things over here, okay, which is native, again natively integrated between Ariba and SAP. Your buyer must have some license altogether, okay, to have this module running. Again, all this module, it is not just think from as a organization you have to pay for it, right? There's some license cost. Similarly, risk management is one of the modules which is slightly uh, more costlier, I believe so, okay, from compared to another modules. So this is how it is, okay, for the upstream, okay. As of now, any doubt on the upstream? Okay, I will try to ask question if people have not having any doubt then, okay. And that will help me like how much you people have understood. I will start with Guru Prasad. Okay, so Guru Prasad, do you have any uh, doubt as of now?
No, I'm clear about this, whatever you are
Okay,
explaining. Yeah, thank you.
okay, okay. Can I ask what is the integration method we follow in Ariba? For example, I want to integrate between my Ariba upstream to my S4HANA? What is the integrations we follow? Anyone? You have everything in front of you.
CIG
Managed
integration.
gateway,
Yes,
CIG.
exactly.
Managed
That
it.
is, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is
But
okay.
now,
So you
as you have
people are,
explained, it will be a
okay,
managed gateway. That's the newer term
exactly.
you explained. Yeah.
Yeah, the more you people are interacting, for me it is more easy, to explain, because believe me, for you sometime it will be very difficult, right? Because very small question may come in your interview, okay, going forward, because you definitely, you're learning, you will definitely try to, switch your career in Ariba,
Uh,
right? Yeah, go ahead.
Manish, just one question on risk actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
So just can you put this scroll up a little bit if you could?
The risk,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, risk. Yeah. So you are saying. So just I wanted to make sure I understand correctly. So we are saying here, Bloomberg, like Bloomberg or other third-party apps, provide data to Ariba
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
for different suppliers, right?
Hmm.
But many a times we found that many of our suppliers, when we search on the risk side, it is not found. So it is like supply Ariba has some criteria, like they only deal with this kind of suppliers, or these suppliers will be there on the risk module. Or it is like how that works, because
Yeah. Yeah.
many times we work with a small supplier, or it is big supplier but not that big, like it is only
Hmm.
working on a country level or the state level, something like that. In that case, we sometimes we didn't find their data on the risk side, risk model.
Exactly, yeah, that is correct. Okay, again, it depends on the license. Okay, again, the Bloomberg and law labor, what I mentioned is again a country specific. Okay, that supplier may be very small. Okay, they do not have the quantity or the the leverage of this big client. Okay, that could be number one. They do not have the license. Okay, to what do you say? They do not have the proper license altogether to perform any action with these third party apps. Accordingly, the feeds are not coming in, right? So that is your potential issue. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So if I
it
understood, the
depends. Hmm.
supplier should be registered with this app first,
Hmm, hmm,
and
hmm.
only in that case that data can be pulled into the model of Ariba.
Yeah,
If sup-
and there are many other thing also. Okay, whenever I go to deep dive on the risk management, I will take few like half an hour, 1 hour session. I will try to cover that as well. Okay, because it depends on many other criteria. Because it is
no,
not the
understood.
open Pandora box, right? Which
No,
SAP
no, no, no.
says.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might be aware, if you are from like SAP background, SAP is not that much straightforward. It may charge X amount to you, okay, but it may charge Y amount to a different customer altogether, right? It may sometimes be a free of cost. The selling mechanism of SAP and SAP Ariba is very different for across the customer. It depends on the globe, like different region of the customer as well. Like if they are from
Yeah,
APAC region, right, they will charge differently. So that
yeah.
could be the potential reasons as well.
Oh, oh, understood, understood.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the data might not be flowing due to some another reason. Obviously it's a licensing part which plays more on the risk management. Okay, so that could be your potential reason. I just trying to guess as of now. Okay.
Yep. Sure, sure. Thanks.
Okay, so before switching to the downstream, I will visit my this slides. Okay, from there we started. I think we tried to cover what the overview of upstream or Ariba sourcing and analytics looks like. We'll try to see operational procurement. Okay, so let's start. So we have Ariba buying. Again, whatever I'm trying to write as a row, it's a standalone module you can think of. Okay, my very high level suggestion will be, do not try to focus all, because you will be all over the place, right? Try to focus or pick only few modules of Ariba and try to excel in that. Okay, so that could be your starting like how you want to start in Ariba career. Okay, do not try to engulf all the what do you say, I'm just trying to squeeze out over here. Do not try to go with all the modules, and then because you will be all over the place and you will try to get confused. Okay, Definitely this training session will cover all the modules, but in depth I will try to cover SLP, sourcing, and obviously buying, invoicing, and the commerce automation or supply chain collaboration. Okay, so that is my core focus. Okay, so again, coming to buying, just a minute. Okay, so it is only your P2O process. Okay, or P2R process. What is P2O? Purchase requisition to purchase order. Okay, or purchase requisition to goods receipt, or we call very simple over here receipts. Okay, so that is a standalone buying. Okay, again, if customer is going with only buying, they suppose for example SAP is charging 100K USD for 3 years. Okay, I'm just giving you a rough figure. Okay, so this is the license fee. If we go with buying and invoicing, okay, again it's a different module altogether. This is having all the feature of P2O, P2R. Okay, or P2R plus the other aspects of the invoicing as well. Okay, now your invoicing is opened, even the payments are actually like full-fledged P2P, procure to pay, or payment like purchase requisition till payment, all P2P. So this is how we can just think of. Okay, okay, so so for this the license fee could be slightly more. Okay, I'm just giving you a rough figure USD for 3 years. Okay, because all this Ariba, again, customer may ask you, right, do you know about the license fee or no? The straightaway answer, as because we are all training as a consultant, right, we are not pre-sales over here. Okay, so your answer should be a big no. Okay, you are not like super uh, familiar with the license fee. Why I'm trying to deal with this, because sometime, okay, some interview will ask, do you know about the license fee or not? We have to be diplomatically correct over here. Okay, as a no, but we have to say that it depends on CSP. CSP is a new word for all of you, I believe so. CSP is nothing but the customer success partner. Okay, this guy is a dedicated person for a customer. Okay, this is a very important, I will tell you, because many of the times in the brand new implementation project you may need to have touch base with your CSPs. Okay, he's a person, he or she, maybe he or she can be a person who will deal all of your licensing module, like for different modules. Okay, a customer is trying to purchase, for example, buying, invoicing, and all the upstream. Okay, so for them the price licensing fee could be a different altogether. It can be a discounted for them, right? Because as a consultant or as a partner, we are SI partner, we are not owning the Ariba products. Okay, so it's very important because these guys are from, they are from SAP employees. Okay, so they will have all the pricing structure, they will deal with all this. Okay, so this plays slightly important role because we have to be diplomatically correct with our stakeholder, meaning our business as well as SAP. Because for all of your module, just think, Okay, now I'm trying to introduce one more concept which is very important at this point, the deployment time. My intention to introduce this concept right now at this stage, because CSP will assign one shared services. Okay, so these guys are actually with you along with all the deployment phase. For example, for SLP it is 14 plus 2 weeks. Okay, if it's a greenfield implementation, if it's a brand new implementation for a customer, 16 weeks is the lead time, okay, which your SLP will get deployed. Okay, and shared services along with CSP, they will provide you a dedicated support to you. Just think you are uh, like for example, I will just try to help you with. Okay, for example, Pramod, you have been nominated for my pharma industry, okay, as a SLP resource, and you are trying to get deployment of SLP with along with the help of SAP Ariba. Okay, so SAP Ariba will try to help with you as a shared services. Again, this is only one person which will try to help you, okay, for this time's duration 16 weeks. 14 plus 2, 14 is the up till go live, and 2 is the hypercare. Okay, so this is a very important concept. Okay, similarly for sourcing it is around 16 plus 2, around 18 weeks. Okay, this is how this deployment takes shape up. For contract it is very similar. Okay, 16 plus 2. For risk, it is slightly somewhere between, I believe, 14 to 16 weeks. I may not recollect the exact time frame. So these are deployment time. For brand new projects, this is very, very important. Okay, if I try to scroll where I started, okay, so CSP, your customer success partner, they are responsible for all the licensing fee and other aspects. Okay, for any module. Okay, so this very, and you people have to connect with CSP for any another feature which is not present for time being. For example, you have only buying. Okay, your customer is expecting invoicing functionality as well. Okay, so that time you have to reach out to CSP and explain as a diplomatic person over here that you my customer has only subscribed for buying. Okay, and they have not subscribed for the buying and invoicing module as a whole. So how to deal in that case? So they are responsible to connect with customer, okay, and deal with these circumstances, because as a SAP Ariba consultant, this is not in your hand, right? That you are not trying to negotiate with customer, right? We do not have any negotiation with customer. Okay, so appropriate, we have to very much like align that what is our role in a project. Okay, we have to be very much crystal clear. We cannot be rolling all our nose everywhere, right? We cannot just deal everything. Okay, so we have to involve CSP sometime to get things moving. Okay, so this is one thing which I just wanted to clear the concept wise. Okay, now moving on. Yeah, so just a minute. We started with upstream and downstream, that is our. Okay, again the integration wise, let me try to hide this for time being. Yeah, all of your purchase order, okay, or the master data, everything, all will be again coming from your S4 HANA. Okay, so this box is actually responsible for your, this green box is actually getting are responsible for your S4 HANA integration, okay, or ECC integration, okay. So any purchase order, receipts, invoice, all this transaction level document will get involved in S4 HANA with help of CIG or Managed Gateway for Spend and Network. As simple as that. Okay. So this is all about downstream. So let me try to again revisit. Okay. So these again are different concepts of catalog, okay, invoice conversion services. Okay. Let me try to give you a small walkthrough on that. So if it is a catalogs, okay, now just think you are on Amazon, okay, Amazon business, okay. You might be seeing small icons and you may be clicking because all of us definitely have used Amazon, right? Similarly, Ariba has a capacity to interact with all different goods, material or services in a kind of a third party app. Just for example, eBay or Amazon, right? So they are the service provider for different services, right? Or goods, you can just mention, or materials, okay. So they are having their own website, okay, where they can provide you different services or goods at a different price, okay. And actually it is nothing but the catalog, all the small icon or all the URL link. The moment you click on something, for example, Apple phone, right, or Apple uh, MacBook, okay, so those are nothing but the catalog. Similarly, you may have different, just think of pharma industry again. So you may have some chemicals, okay, which is very important for your medicine, right? So those needs to be procured, for example, from Amazon or eBay, right, in kind of a bulk. Because usually normal Amazon will not give you as a bulk, right? Because in India there is some subject to, like, we can purchase maximum 5 quantity, 10 quantity or 20 quantity, right? But for, just think from Amazon business, okay, so they need in bulk, for example, they need 1,000 or 10,000 quantity of a small material, right? At that time, these are hosted on their website, okay. So they are responsible as a kind of a catalog. So Ariba gives you again a different kind of mechanism, you can say. These are the punch out catalog. So there can be two types of catalog. Okay, one is static or punch out. Punch out is nothing but whatever I just mentioned you on eBay or Amazon or different you know website, because many suppliers can have their own website as well, right? So punch out will fall into that criteria, okay. So punch out will fall in this criteria of this. A static will be actually hosted by us, meaning as a SAP Ariba consultant, we can also have like own catalogs, because due to help of many small suppliers, just think of, I'm a very small supplier, right? I cannot provide or do not have that tech savvy, I cannot host my own website, right? So for us, I will just give you some random price, okay, which can be just a minute, it is statically hosted on SAP Ariba, okay. So this is a slight difference between static and punch out. Okay, so again, we will deal with this in the upcoming session whenever we are trying to cover the downstream. So this is the small differentiation between the catalog. Okay, yeah. So moving on to our commerce automation or supply chain collaboration. Okay, so let me, okay. So again, it's a different module altogether. It is actually for the
Manish,
yeah.
sorry, can you just quickly go through catalog? Just
Mhm.
quick
Yeah.
catalog.
Catalogs is again a different module altogether. Okay. Just think of buying and invoicing. You want to procure some goods or material or services, right? So catalog is a functionality given like in as a kind of module to Ariba, where we can have our own catalog, for example static catalogs, okay, that is hosted on SAP Ariba framework or SAP Ariba websites. Okay, the moment we log on to SAP Ariba, okay, we want to procure something, so those are actually static content. Okay, all the prices, all the UNSPAC code or material group, okay, and other aspects, those are given by supplier in kind of Excel format. Okay, so those are static catalog, we can say that. Okay, for punch out, for example, you have some goods or services which can be procured from the supplier's website directly. You should not take pain, like business should not take pain to host the data on our Ariba website. SAP Ariba gives you a functionality, okay, where you can navigate to supplier's website. For example, Amazon is one of my supplier, eBay is one of my supplier, right? Just think of FedEx. Okay, that's a logistic company. You can think of that is having their own website, right? So you can procure directly from their website. No need to extra login. Okay, you are in Ariba. You are trying to just navigate to Amazon from Ariba within Ariba landscape. So that
Yeah.
is the
So
difference between, yeah.
okay. So to use punch out, do we need to first onboard supplier on
Yes.
Ariba or
Yes, definitely. That's a very obviously it's a key dependency. Okay.
okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
And again, catalogs, integrating your vendor. Okay, on catalog, it's a very small mini project, I would rather say. Okay, it is not like kind of a mass project. No, it is not like it's a small mini project along with each vendor. For example, your business has identified I have 20 vendor, 20 suppliers rather, which are punch out or the catalog enabled. They are catalog enabled, right? So we have to set up a call individually, right, with each vendors. Okay, and we have to understand their framework, or we have to understand their uh, like technical dependencies, how they can interact, right? Because they can have their multiple catalog. Okay, we have seen 60,000, for example, 60 uh, catalogs are there, right, for large vendors, right? So we have to take consideration for all which are belonging to which material group. Okay, so we have to key determine, then we have to initiate some penny flip. Okay, there's a very lot dependencies by the way on this. Okay, so it's a mini project, what I'm trying to say. Okay, with along with 20 different vendors. Okay, so there are many concepts over here which comes into play of the catalog enablement as well. Okay, so I will
okay,
try to
okay.
deal with this as well. Okay, so there are so many things over here. Penny flip will happen and other dependencies will happen. Okay, yeah.
Understand, understand.
Mhm. Okay, so let's start with the fresh kind of. Okay, as of now, you were aware of Ariba upstream. Okay, Ariba downstream. Okay, Ariba upstream is actually a kind of a wide operations across all of your, because these are strategy related, right? Your key decision makers. Okay, because SLP is nothing but your vendor onboarding and all, right? So this is obviously dependent or applicable for your downstream or your SAP or even the other modules, right? Because all of your vendors are getting onboarded from one of the tool called Ariba SLP, Supply Lifecycle Performance Management, right? Similarly, now it's a very new concept of here. There is no Ariba upstream or downstream. Just think of Ariba Commerce Automation. It's a standalone. Okay, for direct materials or direct procurement, you can say that. So usually this buying invoicing catalog is usually for the indirect procurement. Just let me know if you are not familiar with direct procurement or indirect procurement, because I'm assuming you people are aware of direct and indirect procurement. So let me know if you're not, then I need to, yeah. So this is again a different module called Ariba Commerce Automation. Here, you no need to have the downstream concept. Okay, this is not relevant. So I'm trying to mark in a different color altogether. For example, yeah. So Ariba Commerce Automation is actually dealing only on SAP Business Network or Ariba Network. Both are same. Okay, do not get confused, because maybe after few days I may not be using Ariba Network very often, because SAP Business Network is the new terminology altogether. Okay, so only on SAP Business Network will get involved, and your CIG will get involved. That's it. There is no going on upstream or downstream. Okay, commerce automation is nothing but your, again, purchase order collaboration, we call PO collaboration. Okay, all of your purchase order, PO, order confirmation, your advance ship notice, your GR. Okay, so these are all originating directly from your S4 HANA or ECC. Okay, so this is very different kind of a module altogether. For example, a consultant may not be having good knowledge in downstream, but still they can excel their career of Ariba if they know Ariba Commerce Automation or Ariba Supply Chain Collaboration. It's a individual or standalone path altogether. Okay, so that is one thing very important over here. Okay, so you may not be knowing in depth of BNI, but still you can excel your Ariba career in Ariba Commerce Automation or Supply Chain Collaboration. Okay, I have seen many people who have started their career with MM plus Commerce Automation or the Supply Chain Collaboration, and then they are trying to learn different concepts of Ariba indirect procurement or direct procurement, right? So that is how they initiate sometimes. Okay, over here the invoicing will also happen directly on SAP Business Network. Okay, so this is all the PO collaboration. Okay, so now there is a new module called SAP Ariba SCC or supply chain collaboration. Okay, so again, coming back to how to differentiate between these two, I will tell you there are two ways. Okay, whatever you have just learned, that PO collaboration, plus your spatial purchase order. Spatial purchase order, the moment I say, it means your subcontracting purchase order, your consignment purchase order. Okay, let me try to ask somebody. I think Amol or Pramod, I think you people are from background, right?
No, I am not from MM. I am
Sorry, who
purely
was?
from.
Go ahead.
Yes, Manish. Yes.
Okay, Amol, I believe I just want 2 minutes of you. Okay,
Uh,
what is the difference between subcon, or basically what is a spatial purchase order? Can you just let me and other know, because from that I will try to explain more, because it is more interactive, because I have not heard from you
mm.
people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, basically subcontracting is a process where we send a raw material to the supplier, and he
Hmm.
will perform the his services on that raw material, and he will convert that raw material into the finished product. And only for the services which he has performed on that raw materials, only he will charge for that services. So basically, we are
Okay.
not procuring the whole product from supplier. We are procuring the services on our raw material.
Yeah, that's correct. So subcon purchase order falls in a different category
Yes.
altogether. Yeah. So normal purchase order can be for just goods, or like some cost center related. But for the subcon purchase order, it's the you have to send one raw material to different vendor and get the finished product from the another vendor. So that concept can be there. Similarly for the consignment and other, the key differentiation for selling of this product from Ariba, it is a very less pricey, okay, fees, because Ariba will charge you, it is slightly more expensive. Okay, many customers fall they want to send, for example, just a minute. So they want to send their for example, they have commerce automation, right, and they want to sell a subcon purchase order in the form of commerce automation. Actually they cannot, okay, because Ariba will not allow you to send any subcon consignment purchase order, the special purchase order, even the multi-tier. Okay, we have multi-tier purchase order where like many vendors will get involved for simple vendor, like simple purchase order for the freight vendors and the other parts. Okay, so those concepts are only applicable for supply chain collaboration. Okay, so that could be one of your differentiator. Okay, commerce automation is a very standard, okay, and very less, what you say, that uh, like we cannot send the subcon consignment purchase order, multi-tier purchase order. Supply chain collaboration also offers you forecast, okay, or the inventory vim concepts. It is not the vendor invoice management, by the way, it is the vendor inventory management. Inventories can be also sent to them. We also have quality collaboration over here. Okay, so this is the offerings of SAP Ariba supply chain collaboration along with the PO collaboration. If you want only PO collaboration with no spatial purchase order, no spatial POs, okay, this then it is applicable for the commerce automation. Okay, it's just the additional licensing concept, nothing else. Okay, so that is how the differentiation between the commerce automation and supply chain collaboration. Okay, so that is how we, this is a whole Ariba as of now which we have it. Okay,
Manish, can we take
yeah,
a few 5 minutes break if everybody is okay, or how is it, guys? Because a long sessions may always, uh, drain our energy to understand the future things. Yeah.